Sarah, we're good to go?
Yeah, are we live? All right.
Anthony giving us the go-ahead. All right. We've got the rock and roll go-ahead. All right, guys, welcome to the Practice Acceleration podcast. We are into episode 100.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Having a big celebration here. So
behind the scenes, we're having a whole heap of fun today.
100%. So, guys, if you're watching us on the live stream, just so that we know you are there, give us a like. Type in, hey.
Type into the comments.
If you're listening to this in the car, on the walk, or at the gym, maybe even walking your dog, just listening to us on iTunes or on Stitcher, then in the future, if you want to listen to us and watch us live, you can check us out on our Facebook page, Practice Acceleration. This is from a live recording, a live stream. You can watch us as we do that live, or you can check us out on YouTube or over on Instagram as well. Hello to our IGTV viewers. Great to see you there. So I can't believe it. We're up to episode 100, and today, I know it's been crazy, and today we're talking about how marketing has changed and how you guys need to adapt. This is part one of a 4-part series. We're going to cover changes in marketing, changes in patient management, changes in team management, leadership, and of course, changes in mindset that we've seen over the last 100 episodes, and what you guys need to be focused on to really take your practice to the next level. So I'm going to hand over to you, Sarah.
I can't believe that we're at episode 100, Tristan. I remember back when we started this podcast and we weren't on the couch. We were kind of recording over in our offices. We weren't even in the same room. It was very funny, but it was, I love that we started this podcast. I can't believe it's been 100 episodes. I remember when we did start it, we really started this podcast because we wanted to help healthcare business owners grow really, really fast. And we wanted to really cover a whole heap of content. We wanted to give you guys the most valuable content out online. I know a lot of people out there, they have these podcasts, but they don't really give away much value.
That's right.
Yes, with us, we just wanted to put it all out on the table. So then you guys listen to our podcast, you go, this is amazing.
Yes.
And then you guys go, wow, what do they actually have in their program as well?
Yeah, we give away so much free stuff in this program, and like what we give away or what we actually provide in our actual done with you coaching services, that is this times 100, really. But we love seeing all the wins that come through from people applying the wins they're actually seen in our podcast, because we give away so much stuff which is really actionable. So that's why we do it for you guys, and we're really glad that you're here, and thank you so much for your support.
Yes, thank you guys. If you have just joined us on the live stream, just type in hey and give us a like and give us a share. Episode 100, we're doing a whole heap of fun things as well. But in this podcast, we've covered so many different things. We've talked about mindset hacks. We looked at shifting from really a clinician inside to a CEO. We've talked about so many new patient attraction strategies on Facebook, on email, on Instagram, on Google, on text. Like, we're obsessed with new patients, and we've talked about rebooking your patients. Obviously, you want to create a really great experience for your patients so they come back. So we went on a whole heap of hacks around that. What else have we talked about? Management,
scalability,
scaling up your team, how to create a business that doesn't depend on you.
Profitable strategy, predictable pipelines.
And a whole heap of guests we've had hanging out on our couch with us.
Some of my favourite parts.
They were some of my favourite parts. But guys, stick around to the end, because this is one of our amazing 100th episode. We're going to do something fun, aren't we, Tristan?
Sure are.
We're going to do a giveaway. So if you're listening to this in the car, or if you're on the live stream right now, what are people going to win?
Yeah, so we're going to have 3 lucky winners. They're going to win our Facebook course called the New Patient Engine. It's worth $2,988. It is our system to get new patients on demand every single day on autopilot from Facebook. So stick around to the very end, and we'll show you how you can go into the competition to actually win that. So stick around.
Yes. All right. Well, before we get into the content, which I'm excited about sharing, the changes in healthcare marketing, I just wanted to cover some of my favorite top moments on this podcast. We got through the list before. I grabbed out the list and I said, let's just take a look back at what are some of your favorite episodes. And then I chose my 3 top favorite episodes. So I wanted to cover these. One of my favorite episodes, I remember this, was 37 ways to attracting new patients in an hour or less.
Yeah, that was ninjutsu right there.
Ninjutsu. So just type in me if you're on the live stream and you caught onto that one. And I'd love to know if you've actually implemented any of those strategies. When we came up with it, we had a list of nearly 100 strategies.
Yeah, it was tough to really break it down to 37.
We broke it down to 37. The next favorite episode that I remember was having one of our clients, Stephen. If you're watching this, Stephen, just type in Hay.
Yes.
You came all the way from the UK and you're hanging out on this couch with us as well.
Yeah.
And the results that you've achieved in the program are out of this world. You've grown by an extra £360,000 profit per year. So a massive
crazy.
Congratulations to you. You'll be buying us some drinks on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, it's like $700,000 extra profit Australian per annum, which is absolutely insane. And terrific work there, Stephen. Congratulations to you. And Sarah, what was your third favourite moment?
Yeah, and management, the one about 6 ways to retain your high performers longer, your team longer, because I know a lot of people, I hear that they say, oh, I've got really great staff members, but how do I keep them longer? They keep kind of leaving, so I love that episode as well. What were some of yours?
So it was really hard for me to find my top three, but this is really, it's in my memory right now. I'm thinking about it because it was just the other day, but my first number one favourite one was the interview we did with Nisha Gann right here on the couch. That was amazing. She's a physiotherapist from Sydney, and I know, Nisha, that you and the boys listen to this in the car or you're watching this on the live stream, so it's great to see you there tuning in, and congratulations again. Nisha's up $564,000 per year in her physiotherapy business, which is incredible. So I loved interviewing Nisha. Secondly, number two, I really love this topic generally, and I really enjoyed this podcast. I thought the tips were really actionable, and I love the feedback we got back from you guys, our viewers and our listeners. It was called The Real Reason Why Patients Don't Rebook and Why They Cancel. And we really went deep inside the mind of patients and why they actually don't rebook and why they cancel, and showed you guys how to overcome that. And then my third favorite one was that mindset and peak performance habits of the ultra successful. So I really enjoyed that. I'm really big on mindset, peak performance habits, and what the ultra successful people do that makes them the most successful people in the world. And I love sharing that with you guys. So that was one of my favorites too. So what we're going to do today, let's jump into this content. What we are going to do today is we're going to talk about the biggest and the most important changes that we've seen in the world of marketing of private practice healthcare businesses over the past 2 years. And we're going to share with you what you need to do about it to stay across that action and stay ahead of the curve, so you can not just survive but thrive into the future, because there's been so many changes, hasn't there, Sarah?
Oh yeah, there's so many different changes, and we're going to cover 5 of them today. So I'm not going to give them away. I nearly kind of started giving them away, and I was like, no, we've already gone through it. So if you're just joining us and you really want to know these changes, just type in hell yes.
Yes, type in hell yes.
Type in hell yes, and then we're going to get into them.
And give us a like, give us a share. Let us know that you are there watching our 100th episode of our podcast. So what is number one? The number one change that we want to share with our audience that's occurred with marketing in the last 2 years, Sarah?
The number one change that I've noticed is hyper competition. You've probably noticed it. It is hyper competitive online now. I remember 2 years ago when social media was kind of just starting out, and a lot of healthcare businesses weren't on there at all, Tristan, but now it's a necessity. You have to be on social media if you want to be successful now or into the future at all.
Yes.
It's a required skill that you need to have as a business owner.
Yeah. So if you've noticed that, just type in noticed into the feed beneath, and if you're just driving along listening, just make a mental note that you've noticed that. Like it's the world of hyper competition now. There's, for the first time ever, we're seeing there's actually more supply of private healthcare services in many areas than what there is actually demand for those services. So it's absolutely hyper competitive, and it's like you said, like social media feed 2 years ago, people were just starting to play around with it, and now like it's just flooded. Yeah, it literally is full.
On Facebook is full. That means the supply is full. So the number of advertisers on there is full.
It's at capacity.
It's at capacity. And if you think about, do a Google search. I've done one recently. Everyone's on Google AdWords now.
Yeah,
so also my email in my inbox, I've got hundreds of emails in there.
Yeah, correct.
Hundreds of them coming through every single day. There's just so much competition online now.
So that ties into the next point, number two, I want you guys to be aware of. So when the news feed is full, so when we think about like there is now more demand than there is supply, what's that going to do with costs? Well, obviously it's going to drive costs further up. And that becomes a problem, because here's the stark reality. Organic reach with marketing is now dead. So if you think about the big players in this market, which is Facebook, where you're potentially watching this right now, or also on Google, like these guys control the supply and the demand of the services. So if you want to get reach on their platform, they control the algorithm, they control the rules. They want you to pay to get reach. That was always the plan. Get us on the platform, get us using it organically. And I love these platforms. So I really enjoy it, but it was only natural that they would commercialize it even further and then drive ad costs up further. So you have to pay to play if you want to get reach. I found this really interesting. I was chatting with a healthcare business owner just this morning, Sarah, and they were saying and they had actually a really good content strategy. They're creating some really good video. They're really consistent. They're really frequent. They're adding a lot of value to their market, but they were just adding it to their business page. But they weren't boosting anything.
That's really common. You're probably thinking, well, I've done one post on Facebook before. I'm marketing on Facebook.
Yeah.
But the reality is doing one post isn't going to do anything.
That's right. Even doing multiple posts every day isn't going to do anything.
If you're not spending any money, because no one on your page is going to see it. It's like a very, very tiny percentage. You probably notice your reach has gone down. And that's because Facebook want you to pay. So what you have to do is pay to get more eyes on your content, and that's why ad costs are just rising.
Exactly correct. Like even if you do even if you're doing it from a personal page, for example, and you're running some great content, not even all your friends are going to see it, because of the way the algorithm is changed. Is Facebook, they actually want to control who sees it, because they're controlling the news feed, because they want to make sure that they're prioritizing people that are actually spending to get eyeballs on there. So number two that you guys need to know about is the rise of the ad cost, and it's only going to go up. And I said this at the beginning of the podcast 2 years ago. I said, hey, I think we get a really short time frame, really short window for practices to really, especially in healthcare, people like smaller type businesses. When I say small businesses, I mean like less than $5 million in annual turnover. If you're a small business, you've got a very short window to maximize and capitalize upon the opportunity that exists on social media right now before the big players really do come in. And we're seeing that already, aren't we?
Yeah, we're seeing that already. I remember showing you this email back.
Freaked me out. Totally freaked me out.
Back in January, because we always have this discussion. Tristan and I go, when are the big players going to catch on? When is Coca-Cola and all those big brands who have this massive marketing budget, when are they going to catch on and just start pouring their marketing budget into that instead of going on to TV ads? They then find out, wow, social media is so cheap. I'm going to put my budget into there. You're going to have no chance against those people with those big budgets.
Huge budgets.
So I saw this in January. I got an email from Facebook and it said, KFC are now marketing on Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, Tristan, it's happening. They're on Facebook. And what do you guys think that's going to happen when the big corporates in healthcare catch on? Then they're going to start marketing on Facebook.
Yeah, and we start putting some insurance budget behind that. These big insurance companies, like, they're just going to wipe out the market. They're just going to dominate the news feed, and they'll be willing to. They'll have an infinite supply of money. So it's a very short window for you guys to capitalize upon on this platform before you've missed out.
Yeah, so make sure that you get on social media right now if you're not on there, and if you're not spending any money, you need to have a budget on online. And we talk about this all the time now. Your budget that you have on social media, you have to have a budget. Whether or not you want to or not, it's like a sink cost.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
your rent,
your branding sink cost.
your branding, you need to have a marketing budget online if you want to be successful. Otherwise, someone down the road, they're going to come along and they're going to figure it out. And then they're going to join our program. They'll work with us, figure it out, and go, wow, this is so easy. I'm going to do that. So just think about that. If you're driving or if you're watching this right now, do you have a budget that you're spending on Facebook, on Google, a paid budget that goes across the board?
Yeah, correct. So what brings us to number 3. So number 1 is hyper competition. Number 2 is the rise of the ad cost. And what is number 3? And this kind of ties into point number 2.
Yeah, we were kind of touching on that. But number 3, brand is now a major player. It's way more important than ever before. And I remember Jeff Bezos said this, that brand is what people say when you're not in the room. And I totally agree with that. The most successful companies are going to build a brand on social media. So it's more easier than ever that you can do it too, Tristan.
If you think about it, I mean, Jeff's also, he's the richest man in the world at the point of this recording. So you'd think you know a thing or two about branding. But like, if you think about back to when I started my first healthcare business, the best way to build a brand was just like repetitive TV advertising and radio advertising. But they're extremely limited. I mean, not only are they limited, but no one's listening to radio or even watching free-to-air TV. In fact, yesterday I was driving with my wife to brunch, and I couldn't get my Spotify from my iPhone to link to her to the car stereo, and I had to listen to free radio. And it made me angry because it's like, I don't want to listen to that. I want to be able to control what I'm listening to. So like, you can't build a brand on radio. And I listened to a few ads, And you know, think about people's relationship with the actual platform itself. I don't like radio. I don't know anyone that likes radio, not anyone that's successful anyway. So the brands I'm hearing about, I don't like the platform. Therefore, by association, I don't like the ads that I'm hearing. And so, like, I like hearing ads only if they're on the platform and the device that I want to hear them from. So that brings me up to talking about the smartphone device, and also for most people, you know, iPhone or Android. So we now have a television recording studio literally in the palm of our hands. And not just that, like, we're able to broadcast onto a platform where your audience are already there. They want to hear from you. The average person now spends 9.3 hours a week just doing that, like literally.
I find myself doing it all the time. Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, literally just going,
It's a habit.
literally just going through that. Like, we know that there's 9.3 hours a week spent on social media, and that's likely, from what I understand right now, it's more time spent than actually consuming like information or entertainment by watching streaming TV, or certainly more than watching free-to-air TV. So we know that now it's the first opportunity ever really for us to build a brand. Yeah. And it's also within your reach, and you can actually afford it. So if you compare and contrast that to advertising on TV or radio, which is not only ineffective, doesn't have the strategies or tactics available to you to retarget your audience and build a great following, it is now affordable, and you can do it on your iPhone. And I just can't believe this opportunity exists right now. It's just unbelievable. I wish if only I had this when I started my first clinic, it would have just made my life so much easier. So I look at companies now that want to grow, like, it's so hard. I'm like, yeah, it is so hard. But, you know, back before when I started mine and there was no opportunity to build a brand, that would have been a total game changer for me, you know, 15 years ago. Yeah. This is the best opportunity for you guys to build your business. It is the brand evolution right now. I don't see it changing anytime soon.
I don't see it changing anytime soon. So jump on your phone, have really great video content, educate your audience. That's how you're going to build up a brand, showcase your personality, showcase what it's like to work with you, and then understand how can you create content that's really going to move your prospect from unaware about you. And we talked about this in a lot of our marketing episodes earlier. We need to go through the phases of awareness with marketing. We can't just put out a video and say, buy my stuff. We need to go from educational content, from unaware about to you, all the way up to buying from you and knowing about your products. So you need to be able to move your prospect from unaware to knowing and buying from you. And that's how you can do it with really great video content and your brand online.
Absolutely. Like, I just think right now it's a total layup. Being able to, it's the brand revolution really, and it's about personal brand. I just wanted to touch another topic. I saw this question in our Facebook group the other day, and someone was saying, hey, I'm doing a lot of content, but I noticed other people are copying me. What can I do about that? I'm like, well, unless you've actually written a book, you can't really copyright that content. And the truth is, like, my mantra is, and we get copied all the time, my mantra is, if someone's always just copying you, they're always going to be in your wake. So I wouldn't get too concerned about it. But the reality is, when you're actually broadcasting content, so for example, someone could be watching this right now. In fact, I'm sure our competitors are, and they're writing down notes because they want to copy our content, because we're the world leading authorities in this space, as many of you are in your healthcare space. So if someone presents the same content as you, but they don't do it with the same vigor and level of understanding and same personality as you, it's actually different content. So I want you guys to understand that. So what's really going to separate you from someone else that tries to impersonate you or even copy you is your brand and your character, your real authentic character. So that's why I'm really into branding and why I love it, because it means we can bring our personality to the fore. In fact, a lot of people that come to work with us say things like, hey, I've worked with other coaches or other marketers in the past, and you guys are so different because you genuinely understand us and what we're going through, and they can see that our personalities, and our absolute obsession with what we do completely separates us from everybody else out there in the market. So with your branding, make sure that you really bring your passion to the forefront and your personality.
Yes, definitely. So what I'd love to know, if you're watching this on the live, give us a like and give us a share. Or if you think someone that you know would benefit from this content, then tag them in. But type in brand if this is really something that you need to focus on in the next 90 days and the next 12 months moving forward. Just type in brand.
If you think that'll separate you from the competition, type in brand, and it definitely will. It definitely will.
100% separate you from the competition.
So that brings us up to number 4 as well, and this is all about scale. So the word scale has become heavily popularized really in the last 12 months, and in particular in the last 6 months. Everyone's talking about scale. So let's talk more to that point for a moment. So in order to scale, which is, for me, scaling up is about how do we actually grow with predictability, profitability, control, and sustainability. So in order to actually scale up, we need to actually have a company which can grow, which can scale in a way where as you grow, you need to continually provide even better quality of service to your audience, but you need to do that in a way which is obviously profitable. So in order to do that, we need to really change our mindset, and that's in particular in the way we look at advertising. So the big shift is changing this mindset from looking at advertising and marketing as a cost to changing and looking at it as an investment, right?
I remember that conversation with Mark, our accountant.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
So do you want to share the
Yeah, sure. So like we had this is funny, and I love Mark, and I know you watched our podcast. I was actually just emailing him before. So thanks, Mark. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for your help. So I have this conversation with Mark, and we just wrapped up the quarter, and he said, hey, good news. Biggest revenue for the quarter in history, biggest profit for the quarter in history, and also like year on year growth was out of control. We've grown by more than 50% year on year for the last 5 years straight, and we've grown consecutively for each of those quarters, which is really crazy, and we're really proud of that. So he says to us, biggest revenue ever, biggest profit ever by quite some distance. And then he was like, but also what's happened is your ad costs. You're spending more on advertising. So what I'm going to suggest to you guys is keep growing, keep making more profit, but can we get the ad costs down? And my comments to Mark were, well, don't you understand that directly relates to the increase in revenue and profit, because we do paid advertising. Like, we do not believe in referrals. I don't believe in word of mouth. We don't believe in chasing business. I believe in pushing a button and generating a prospect which will then learn about us, like us, understand we can solve their problems, show them the solution, show them the service, and then get them incredible results. So it's really funny. So we very much have an investment mindset. So my attitude is very much, how can we spend more whilst getting predictable profit on our advertising investment? So in order to scale, you need to look at advertising and marketing as an absolute investment and not a cost. So really, if you think, like, if we spend $1, we need to obviously get an ROI on that dollar. If you could spend $1 and get $5 back, the question I'd pose to you is, well, how many dollars would you spend? And if you were smart, which you guys are, the answer would be as many times as you can get your hand on $1 as humanly possible, provided you can keep doing that predictably and at scale. So I want you to take on the mindset of investment versus cost.
Yeah, definitely. I know a lot of healthcare business owners, they go, oh, marketing, I've got this budget, it's just a cost. Let's not look at it like that. Let's look at, hey, if I spend this much, then I know I'm going to make that much back. Then I've got an investment mindset. You can just keep adding and investing in Facebook ads, in Google.
Exactly.
If you're going to be that person with that mindset versus the cost person is always going to have a ceiling. They're always going to be stuck here, where this investment mindset is like, cool, how do I keep scaling up my ads to get predictable ROI?
Exactly. And we just had another inquiry by Messenger this morning, and the inquiry was, hey, can I get some help? I've got a dental clinic. They're doing $50,000 a month, which is $600,000 a year. And we're like, of course, we'd like to have a chat. How can we help? And they said, what I'm looking for is free or low-cost advertising. And to which I'm thinking, well, hang on. Do they want to get free or low-cost advertising, or do you actually want to grow your business? To which my response was, well, exactly that. Hey, do you want to advertise for free, or do you want to advertise to make some money? And they're like, well, we want to advertise for free. I'm like, doesn't it make more sense that if we can show you a way to get leads on demand and it's a predictable profit, that you will then win? They're like, oh yeah, actually, let's talk about that. So it's really important you actually ask the right question. So your question should be, what marketing can I run which is going to get a profitable return on investment? Okay. If you're looking for free stuff, free ain't going to work anymore, because I've just told you, you're not going to get any reach on any of the major platforms of Instagram, Facebook, and Google, because they control the platform. So that conversation of free, it ain't going to work anymore, because all the big players control the platform. Instead, say, what is the best place for me to get predictable ROI on my marketing? That is the question you want to be asking yourself.
Yes, so that's point number 4, scale. So type in scale. If that relates to you, just type in scale into the comments. If you're following us on the Facebook Live, just type in scale.
Yeah.
All right, this has been so much fun. Episode 100. Can't believe it that we're at 100. So I'm going to go through the final point.
Number 5.
The 5th change. is the new way to market. So I want to talk about the old way to market. I've got a couple of different ways.
Maybe two.
I don't want to give it away yet, so I've got something to give away to you guys. But the old way to market, and you've probably done this before, just ask yourself, have you ever gone to, say, an agency and you've done for you marketing?
Yeah, you want to abdicate responsibility and go, I want someone else to do it for me.
Get someone else to do it for you. Go, hey, I want to grow my business on Facebook, on Google or something, and then you go to an agency and go, hey, please help me do this. And the problem with an agency is, of course, they're going to charge you a whole heap of money, but you're going to have no control. So with an agency, they'll go in and they probably have a cookie cutter approach. They go across, cool, yep, healthcare, I'm going to give you this ad copy, you're going to have that landing page, and then everyone's going to roll out the same thing. And the problem is, we actually go to all of these events with these agencies, Tristan. Have conversations with them all the time.
30% of people that follow us each week are agencies trying to copy our
funnel hackers coming into our lists, and we go to them, cool, can you help us with our Facebook ads? And I go, hang on, aren't you running Facebook ads for your clients? And you can't even get leads yourself, which makes me laugh so much.
So we had an agency last week that said, we'd like to do a joint venture with you. I'm like, okay, well, I don't do joint ventures at all. I'm vehemently against them because anytime I go to work with someone else, it's another variable I can't control, and they're just going to be a pain in my butt, quite frankly. And so they're an agency, and I know Michaela was chatting with them back on Messenger, and we're like, well, how can we help, mate? He goes, well, you guys do coaching, and I'll elaborate more on that in a moment because we don't just do coaching. He said, well, you guys do the coaching, I do the lead gen, so why don't you refer me the leads and I'll do the lead gen for them? And I'm like, hang on, let me get this right. So your role is to attract leads for people in healthcare, yet you can't, and he goes, yeah, I'll do it on Facebook. Yeah, he can't attract his own leads for himself on Facebook, so then he's coming to us to refer to him, because we can market on Facebook, which is really ironic, and he runs an agency. I'm like, hang on, dude, you shouldn't be in business. Like, you potentially he's not really doing that well, who would know? But like, isn't that funny?
It's so funny, and we can say this ourselves, because we've run a done-for-you agency before as well, Tristan.
Yep, we sure have.
And so I want to talk about, that's number one. We can say, all right, done for you. But let's talk about the other way.
Yeah, so that's number one. It's not going to work. They don't know how to market for themselves, let alone for you.
Yeah, and you've got no control over it. You're just kind of handing over responsibility to this agency and then hoping that they're going to give you leads, but they don't even know what they're doing.
They'll never be as obsessive about it as you guys are yourselves. So let's talk about number two. What's the other way, the other old way people used to, if people want to grow their business in the past, they'd be like, hey, I'll go get it done for you. Or number two, what else do they do?
I'll go get coaching services.
A business coach.
Business coach.
Exactly. So let's talk about why that doesn't work.
Yeah, so business coach, that's really one-to-one. So if I wanted to go to a business coach, Tristan, I'd be like, hey, I want you to help me, and then you'd coach me in that, and really I probably wouldn't take much action.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, so I'd be like the how. It's more talking about the
telling you what to do, but they wouldn't give you the actual strategy. So I'd be like, Tristan, you should go out and market on Facebook, and you should go on Google, and you should go on Instagram, but I don't show you actually how to do it.
Yeah.
Which is why
it's the what, but not the how.
Yeah, then you're going out there and you're like, all right, I need an agency because I need to be on Facebook, I need to be on Google, but how the hell do I do it? My business coach is telling me I need to do this.
Exactly.
I'm just going to go hire an agency because they know what they're doing. But then see, now you've got a business coach and an agency who actually have no clue about what's happening.
Neither of them know what they're doing.
So what is the new way?
So the new way is done with you business coaching services, which is exactly what we do. So the benefit of done with you is, for example, like we've got so much agency and coaching experience. And what we provide with our clients is we show you exactly what to do. We actually show you the exact strategies, like the exact frameworks.
So let's talk about maybe a Facebook campaign that we give someone, a Facebook funnel. We'll give you the exact ad copy.
Exactly.
We give you the landing page. You swipe it. We've built it all out. We give you the automation. We give you the checklist. We literally give you everything. You follow it step by step. In the video, you have your own checklist. No overwhelming tech. None of this, hey, this is the how over here. This is a cookie cutter done for you one over here. It's all personalized, all specific to healthcare, and you literally just install it. That's done with you.
And to your niche. And then, and the done with you part is then we help you to actually tailor design that.
And you come to a coaching session, or you're part of a community with over 380 healthcare businesses. So you jump in there, hey, how's this working for you in your profession, in this niche? Any questions? So it's really all immersive and done with you.
Yeah, so as of the time of this recording, we're at 388 clients inside our done with you coaching model. We're the biggest done with you coaching company in the world by by a multiple of 6 times actually. And one of the benefits of that is you get access to this huge pool of data from 388 other businesses that are running ads, that are running campaigns, and you can see immediately the sort of results that they're getting back. So whenever something changes, you get feedback from our tribe, but also from us. Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and if you think about an agency, you might get a report once a month.
Yeah, and they might maybe have half a dozen types of businesses just like you. Max, we get 388. Like, look at the data we're getting back from
Marketing is changing so quickly. The algorithm with Facebook, one day it's changing, and then you wait a month, it's too late. That's why with our clients in the support in the community, we go, hey, here's an update. Here's the change you need to make. We're on it so quickly.
Yeah, like our Instagram changing their algorithm just 2 weeks ago. Like, hey guys, this changed. Like, this is what you need to do now. And we've got a direct line to Facebook. We're in their top 2% performance group. So they let us know oftentimes a change is about to come up, or guys, hey, you should know a change just happened. And this is what you guys can do about it to stay ahead of the curve. They let us know immediately, and we share that straight away.
We share that. So yeah, that's number 5, done with you marketing, the new way to market. And I just want to say, doing marketing is no longer enough in this day and age. To be successful, to run a successful healthcare business, you need to think and act like a marketer. You need to become a marketer in your business. You need to be the marketer. You can't abdicate responsibility. Give it to a done with you agency, done for your agency.
You can do it with a done with you.
You can do it with us, but you just can't do that. You can't. It's moving so fast.
You need to be so involved.
You need to be involved with it. You need to understand every single day. We're checking our ads. We're having a marketing meeting. We're talking about it twice per day.
Yeah.
Looking at it once a month, you're just going to get left behind.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. So you really do need a powerful strategy with your marketing, so that it's so that you're really going to be, not just competitive, but you're going to be able to consistently get more leads. And it is going to get a lot more expensive, isn't it?
It's going to get a whole lot more expensive. So you need to have really proven and tested frameworks that you're going to install online now. You need to have a proven Google strategy, an email strategy, a Facebook strategy, because everyone's on there now. You need to have a strategy that is going to work. Otherwise, your money, you're just going to be pouring it down the drain.
Exactly. Retargeting is an absolute must. Like 100%. We know, like 2 years ago, and we've been doing retargeting for quite some time now, but now our members are really getting onto that. Like, I would not ever run a strategy without retargeting, or you're not going to get eyeballs on the right type of content. If you don't, you'll be dead in the water, because you won't be able to afford to compete. You'll always be marketing at top of funnel. Those people aren't ready to take action with you. You must have a retargeting strategy. We run a lot of information, or we provide a lot of tactics on retargeting inside our podcast as well. So you should check that out.
Yes, definitely. Well, we said we're going to give away something exciting at the start.
I did. Absolutely. So as part of our 100th episode podcast series, this is episode number 1. What we can do is that 3 lucky listeners and viewers are going to go into the draw to win our Facebook Practice Machine course. So you can get new patients on demand every single day on autopilot from Facebook. That's valued at $2,988 in US dollars. So if you guys want to win that, it's a total game changer. We use that for ourselves. We actually use that strategy and we teach that to our clients. Yeah. If you guys would like to get that, how do they get it?
Yeah, there's a couple of steps that you need to do. So if you are on our Facebook Live, then all you need to do is type in 100 into the comments. But if you want to get access to it, if you're driving in the car or if you're at the snow like some of our clients, I saw you out there, Matt. Well, then all you need to do is type in to your browser, www.practiceacceleration.com/100.
Yes.
Then once you go to this page, you'll see there's a couple of steps that you need to do. First of all, you need to be subscribed to our podcast.
Yes.
But if you're listening to this, then you're most likely subscribed, but you have to be a subscriber of our podcast. The second thing that you need to do, so number 2, is you need to leave us a review.
Yes.
And it needs to be an amazing review. Yes. So at least a 5-star review if you want to win this competition.
20 out of 10 rating will do wonders for your chances to win this.
Tell us what you love about the Practice Acceleration podcast in that review. And then finally, you'll enter your details, your name and your email, and then we'll make sure that you're in the competition.
Yes, you're going to the draw to win.
You'll go into the draw to win, and you need to enter the name that you leave the review with so we can double check that it's all confirmed. You're following us, you've left a glowing review, and then you can enter the competition to win.
100%. So guys, go to practiceacceleration.com/100. or pop in 100 into the feed.
And our team will send it out.
Absolutely, guys. So there you have it. We're really excited about the 100th anniversary of our podcast. We're going to wrap it up for part 1 in the series. We're going to see you for part 2 in the series, which is coming up next week. So thank you so much for joining us. Pop in any questions into the feed. We'll come back. We'll see you guys in next week's episode. Bye for now. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.